If you're a photographer watching this, I want you to know that photography is not a picture business. If you're a photographer, you are not in the picture business. I dare say that photography is in the hospitality business. Let me explain. So when we started out as photographers, what we used to do was that some of us started out with our phones. So we decided, okay, we take pictures of flowers, we take pictures of skylines, we take pictures of buildings, everything all around us. So we took pictures. Soon enough, people started realizing that, oh, maybe you're creative, maybe you like pictures. Why don't you just go and learn how to make photographs? So go learn photography proper. Some people went to normal schools where they would learn photography. Other people went on YouTube like this and got information how they could learn about aperture, ISO, shutter speed, and all of those kind of things. And now they were excited, right? You remember how that felt when you knew that you can actually now move your camera from the auto setting to the manual setting. You'll be able to now make well exposed photographs, right? That was good. A lot of people now decided, I need to do better than that. So they now decided to go learn about visual elements. They now decided to learn about light, texture, lines, space, frame, composition, and all those kind of things, right? That has to do colors, that has to do with the visual elements, right? And soon enough, realize that, okay, we are constructing the photographs where we know about composition, our framings are better, we understand color, we do all of those kind of things. And then again, we still wanted to upgrade. We now said we should go learn how to retouch skin, especially the ones that are doing wedding photography, portraiture, product photography. Everybody just wants to go and learn how to make better retouching work. So most people went again on Twitter, or not Twitter this time. Most people went again on YouTube, looked for channels that were showing how to work on skin, look for channels that were showing editing techniques and all of those kind of things, from Retouch Academy to Dodge and Bond, and you know the rest, right? And every time we think that we have done one thing, there's another level of thing to unlock. So that's how most of us actually grew up in this business. So in that space, what you're thinking is that if you want to earn more money, if you want to get better at getting the kind of client, attracting the kind of client that you want, it has to do with your technical skill. So most of us are most focused on learning the technical skill, learning, like I said, the lighting, the visual elements, the retouching, and all of those kind of things, which is good. But you need to understand that photography is not a picture-based business. Because if it's a picture-based business, or if you treat it as a picture-based business, right? What you're going to do is that you're going to put more effort into perfecting the technical skill. Don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But there's a problem if you don't recognize the fact that the people that are in the picture business are the camera manufacturers, right? Like the Canon, the Nikon, the Fujifilms, you can name the rest, right? The Sony and all of those kind of people. They are in the picture business because every time they are trying to make sure that their camera is upgraded to actually give us the best quality of pictures, whether it is motion picture or still photographs, right? Those are the people in the picture business. Photography as a craft in itself, as a business in itself, is in the hospitality business because it's a service-based business. Let me tell you the truth. People will always remember how you treat them, not necessarily the best photograph that you made of them, right? So you've always heard that story. People will always remember how you treat them. I think most people also think that only applies to people outside photography, and they say, okay, my pictures will speak for me. The truth is, you need to write this down. The eyes that your client would use in seeing the photograph that you make is depending on the experience that you gave to them. So if you gave them a shitty experience altogether, what will happen is that no matter how good and technically perfect your photograph is, they will not like it because they are judging the end product, the deliverables, based off on the experience that you've given them. So when you say, oh, that person was so difficult, they might have been difficult because the experience that you gave to them warranted them to be that difficult and maybe sometimes hostile, right? So you need to understand that we are in the experiential business, not necessarily in the picture business. Let me give you a story, a quick story, right? I think this was like in 2019, thereabout. So I had a client that wanted birthday shoots. I think it was her 40th. Can't really remember, right? So she came in early for the shoot. This is after the first time I remember she sent a DM. It wasn't even up to 5 minutes. I replied. We went through it. We actually developed a mood board for it. Got a stylist involved, got a hairstylist, got a makeup artist. Everybody on the board was on board with the plan, right? We had several meetings leading up to the shoot. I remember on the day of the shoot, she came in early because my studio at that point used to be on a different side of town. So she came all the way early with her driver, and they just arrived. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm here. I'm like, yeah, welcome. How are you doing? Trust you're fine. Helped carry the stuff with my assistant back into the studio. And we're just waiting for the makeup artist to finish up the makeup, right? So as they were sitting down there, I realized that everybody came in early. And it shows that maybe a lot of people did not actually have time to have their breakfast by the time that they made their way to the studio so that we could do the shoot for her to go travel because she had a plan to travel, right? So I excused myself. I told them I want to go get ofada rice. I can still remember. There was this very ofada rice place that really used to have this very sumptuous ofada rice. If you guys don't know what ofada rice is, pause the video right now and go and Google. It's OFADA rice, RICE. Go Google it. You will really figure out what that is. So I told them that there's this place that sells ofada rice, and I think that we doing some amazing, amazing food that I would want to go get breakfast for everyone. And they were excited, yeah. And she even said, oh, it's been a long time she had a father. I'm like, you're going to like this one. So as I'm going downstairs, I realized that there was somebody in a car, right? So I'm asking the person, why are you not upstairs? Oh, she said, I prefer to be downstairs. I now asked her, who do you come with? Because the stylist came with a car, the makeup artist came with a car, so I didn't know who the person came with. He said, oh, my madam is having a shoot. So madam's driver, he said yes. I said, that's great. Now I have a head count in my head. Before I left this upstairs the studio, I had a head count. But now that I'm downstairs and I have somebody here, an additional person, I now added him to my list. Fast forward, went to the place, bought the food, came back. I still saw him downstairs. I gave him his own food, went upstairs, got everybody food. People were eating, people were excited. We did the shoot. Everybody loved it because I did a theater. People could see on the big screen. It was tethered, right? People could see it. And we were really in love with it. The stylist loved it. The makeup artist loved it. The hairstylist loved it. We nailed the shoot, literally. And the client was really excited that the look that we've done on that mood board came to life, right? Fast forward later in the day, she called me and now said, hey, Mayor, trust you're well. I said, hey, I'm fine. She said, oh, she wanted to say thank you again for this shoot and also thank you for my hospitality. I said, oh, you're welcome. He said, but do you know what stood out for her? I said, no. He said she was on her way back from the shoot. She told the driver, can we stop at somewhere so that I can get food for you? That I literally forgot that we did not have food before we left. So I felt bad. I said, okay, let me go get food so that he can eat like the driver. The driver said, no, madam, don't bother. That the guy, your photographer, gave me food. And at that moment, she was not just surprised, but was really impressed by the fact that I didn't just get food for them that way, up in the studio, the people that paid for the thing and all of that, but for someone that worked for her. And she really said she was grateful. once again for me treating the driver to that trade, not thinking that he wasn't my client. She was the only person that was my client and all of that. I'm like, it's my pleasure. It's all we do. And I'm really grateful that you came for the shoot. I'm glad that you like all the experience that we offered. He said, yeah. Don't worry. I will hit you up with other people. And she was true to her words. She had, I think, the following 4 weeks later, she had actually referred me to like 4 of our clients who were doing birthday shoots. And the thing about that referrals was what those people, her friends, told me when they booked. She said, none of them mentioned the photographs. None of them said, oh, the photographs you made for my friends was great. Everybody was saying, hey, Mayor, I've heard a lot of good things about you. I heard a lot of good, great things about you. Thank you. And I really hope my own experience would be special too. It was at that point that it struck me that it wasn't the great photograph, the technically gifted photograph that I made, the well put together shoot that I made that actually impressed that client. The thing that she spoke about to her friends was outside the technical things. She spoke about the fact that I am somebody that you would love to work with, that the experience was great, that she enjoyed it. In fact, that she had food that she had not had in a long time at that place, and it was great. And the overall ambience and energy in the place was so great. And that was the whole thing she was telling other people about. Not necessarily the pictures, but the pictures were fire. So once I understood that, and I told myself, okay. So this is it. People would actually talk about your photograph in respect to the experience that they had. So now that you've heard the story, the truth of the matter is that the lessons are like this. First and foremost, you need to understand that experiences does not start on the day of the shoot. Let me say it again. Experiences, or the experience you want to give to your client, does not start and end in the studio on the day of the shoot. You know, most photographers, you send them DMs, it takes them like forever for them to reply. Some other times, you know, they have these automated replies on messages, so they just allow that automated message to just go, and it would take like them sometimes 2 days for people to reply. You need to understand that the experience, it's from the very beginning that someone gets in contact with you to the very end of that process where you have delivered the images and gotten the feedback from your client. It's the whole 9 yards. It's not a part of something. It is something. I've read from a book one time where the guy said, for them as a company, the way we do little things are also the way we do great things. So we do the big things the way we do the little things, and we do the little things the way we do the big things. You need to understand that replying to DMs, prioritizing your reply time for your DMs, inquiries, whether it's in the email or DMs on Instagram or WhatsApp messages, whatever platform you use in taking your inquiries, you need to make sure that you go there and reply on time, because that is part of the experience that you're living for your client. You don't want your client to send you a message from the very beginning and you're not answering, and they'll be thinking, what if I hire this person and the day for me to use the images has come and the person has not delivered the picture? How would I even reach out to the person? If now that he has not gotten my money, he's not even replying DMs, what happens to when he now gets the money? Do you know what I'm saying? So you need to think about the whole onboarding process for your client holistically and introduce this experience that they would also enjoy, not just enjoy by themselves, will be willing to tell other people about it. The idea that you think that the experience is just about playing music in the studio, it's just about getting them nice snacks, it's just about getting them to get in the groove in the studio for the shoot, and once they're done with the shoot and you're out, I cannot lie for you. You're in a long thing. So you need to think about what's my reply time. That's the first step of the onboarding. In fact, you go a step further. How do you bring people into your funnel? How do you bring people that want to hire you for your service to see you and then send you a message? And the second part is, what are you, or what is the timeline in which you reply those DMs, right? Because most people lose clients not because their photographs are not good, but because it took them a long time for them to reply a message from a client. You need to fix that particular one first. And the second part is where what we call the ideation state, where you have to have a call with a client for the client to explain their ideas, to explain their dreams, to explain what they have in mind for the shoot. You need to be able to make it in such a way that it's convenient and it's comfortable for them to share their dreams. Two things. It's convenient means that it should be at a time where they are free, where they are relaxed, and where they are open to talk. Comfortable for them to share their dreams. It should be that they feel safe in a way that they don't feel that they are stupid for some ideas that they have. They don't feel that they are not creative enough for some ideas that they have. They don't feel that, what if I say this and this guy feels that I'm stupid for some ideas that they have. You need to give them that environment where they feel okay to express whatever ideas is in their head, no matter how small or how vague it is for you. Because you need to understand that all the other people are not photographers. They are not necessarily creative in your own, how would I, people are not creative in the same way, right? If you're creative visually, some other person can be creative with their words, some other person can be creative with their thinking. So you need to actually give them room for them. If they are not able to explain their vision visually, your job as a photographer is to give them that enabling room for them to express themselves, so that you could actually now bring that their dreams that looks vague and now position it visually that they can see and now say, yes, this is what I'm talking about. Or no, this is not actually what I wanted. This is actually what I wanted. You need to create that room. That is part of that experience. So you don't just say, oh, that idea will not work. Once you start doing that, once you start cutting them off, once you start saying, what do you mean? That will not work. That's not how it's done. What you're doing is that you're shutting them out. You don't want to listen to what they are saying. And soon enough, they don't feel comfortable. Really, sometimes they might not go forward with the shoot. Other times they might say, okay, let me just shut up and listen to the professional. But most of the time, you need to understand that the images are for them, not for you necessarily. Your job is to help them see things that they want, right? So quickly, once you agree on that, the next part is you thinking about how to come up with a mood board. Who are the other people you can collaborate with or bring into the team to actually make this vision come to pass? It has to be so fluid in such a way that they don't feel any tension in between, from where they send a DM, get on the call, get the mood board involved, now use the mood board to now figure out who are the other people you want to collaborate on, whether it is the hairstylist, the fashion stylist, the makeup artist, the lighting person. So it has to be very fluid in such a way that they feel that I am in good hands. Not only in good hands, I'm in hands of people or somebody that really, really pay attention to what I want and will do anything with their team to make sure that that happens. Then you can now think about the day of the shoot, where you can now actually, because you've listened to them talk, you actually know what works for them. Like for this very client I made in that example, I did not on the day of the shoot ask her, what's your kind of song? Because we have spoken about the kind of song she likes. So I had curated a playlist for the day of the shoot. So it wasn't hard to get the person into that space, because music is really, really about energy and it's spiritual, right? There are some songs that you listen to, you get sad. There are some songs that you listen to, you are pumped. There are some songs that you listen to, and you're in your feelings, right? So after listening to and speaking to the person during that call process, I figure out what kind of songs I would do. For example, her playlist included songs that she listens to when she's doing chores in the house, whether she's doing laundry or she's doing dishes or she's helping her children with some other things in the house, right? And she has some other songs that she plays when she's running or when she's at the gym. She has some other songs where she just wants to have a good time with herself and just dance in the house, play around. So what I did was I collected those kind of songs and now made a playlist on Spotify, which now introduced me to some other songs that actually would align to the kind of songs that she liked already. So I created this playlist for that shoot, starting with the ones that she uses in doing the house chores, right? So when she was doing the makeup, that was the songs, that playlist I was playing. Because makeup can be long, it can be tiring, it can be difficult, and all of those kind of things. So you need a song that she's used to that helps keep her head in a good place before the shoot. So I did all of that. So on the day of the shoot, I didn't ask her, so what song do you like? I had queued up the playlist that we have done. That is part of the experience, not necessarily the food. But these ones are things that you can't really pinpoint as a person, but it's there doing its work. So at the end of the day, the shoot would go well, everything would go well and all of that. Then comes the hard part most photographers do not pay attention to: timelines, right? So you need to understand that how you curate your timelines with your clients is actually part of the experience that you give them. So by the time the pictures have been copied, I update my client. We have actually copied all the photographs. We are now selecting the photographs and we're sending it to you for you to choose the one that we would use for editing and retouching and all of that. Once we send it back, we send it to them. We actually say, we have sent in so amount of images. It will take you, we are expecting the selected one back in a couple of days, right? So they have like 24 to 48 hours to select the ones that they like, send it back to me for us to work on the retouching and the editing, right? And at every step, when they send it back, we'll say that we've received it. It is going through this process. We are updating them at every single point in time. If there is anything wrong, we do not wait for the day of the delivery to now switch up our phone. Don't even get me there. We don't wait for the client to now call us and we say, oh, something happened to the card, something happened to the pictures. We are trying to, we do not do that because there is a way we report the progress. So if we run into any problem at all during the course of executing that project, the first thing is, once we run into that problem, we send a message immediately to the client informing them of that problem that we have encountered and the things that we are doing to make sure that we fix it. We just wanted to make them know that this is the problem and this is what we are doing to fix it. Not going to find a way to fix it and not informing them and them coming up on the day when it's due and you're not telling them something happened, you want to go and fix it. That's not a good experience, right? Think about when you go to the airport, you're about to travel, and the airline has not told you that your flight is being delayed or will be delayed, and you left your house. If you're in Lagos, you left your house early enough so that you can beat traffic, only for you to get to the airport and you hear that they have delayed your flight for 2 hours. Why didn't you tell me that my flight had been delayed for 2 hours earlier on so that I can also factor in other things, right? Do you understand? You see people in the airport shouting, screaming, talking at people because there was a break in communication. So every time there is a break in communication, it's affecting the experience that you're giving to your client. There's an airline that I know that, except there's no other airline that flies to that part of Nigeria, that's the only time I can use them. But if I have any other alternative, I am not using the airline. Not because the pilot is bad, not because the planes are not new. No, 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 no. It has everything to do with the experience I've had with them over time. And I've come to realize that I don't want to be treated that way, even when I'm paying money for it. It's the same thing with clients. You need to communicate. Don't allow anything to chance, because what happens is that when they are the one chasing you for the photographs after the due date have come and you now come back with excuses and all of that, no matter how the pictures are good, they won't like it. And the worst part is they will not recommend you to any other person. In fact, if they see someone that is trying to hire you, they will come and say, don't go with that person. If that person will say, why are you doing? He said, the thing that I suffered in the hands of that person. Okay, now. So they won't only stop at not referring you to people, they might actually stop other businesses from coming to you, especially from the people that they know. You need to treat it as that. It's that important. It's the experience. And let's say you've now finished it, you've sent the pictures, it's final. The final lap of that experience is to send a message. We say a thank you message. It could be a personalized one. I say thank you for working with us. I really enjoyed the shoot. I hope that you had the best time. I hope the pictures came out the way you wanted. I hope that we're able to interpret your dreams and your aspirations into photographs that would actually be something that you like. I wouldn't mind for you to share with us 2 things that we could change or we could improve upon on our service that would actually make what we do better. That should be one of the last things that you do in that whole framework of your experience. So that this client will say, oh, you're doing this one very well. Continue doing that. Or this one could be improved. This is how it could be improved. That way you're getting feedback directly from people that hire you on how they want to be treated. And the thing is, if you had 80% in one, you had 30% in one, because you've now given them the opportunity to talk about it, they will look for a way to say, okay, if you do this 30% this way, you'll be better. They will not feel a type of way because you actually gave them opportunity for them to tell you all of this. All I'm saying is, hospitality is how we feel once a product or a service has been rendered to us. It's not necessarily the product itself. Think about when you go to a restaurant, it is how they open the door. It's how the person that is talking to you from the door. It's how the person that is directing you to your table that you guys reserved. It's how the person is talking about your menu, showing you the things that are available for starters, the main course, and the dessert, right? It's actually how the person is recommending the wine for you that he or she thinks is perfect depending on the occasion you guys are celebrating. It is the ambience of the place. It is the kind of music in the place. It is in the scent of the place. It's in the smiles of the people around. It's in the way they answer your queries. It's in the way they give you feedback on the things that you like. That's why most of those restaurants, you see the chef comes out of the kitchen to come and say, okay, this is specially prepared for you. If it was to be a birthday or an anniversary, to wish you a very happy birthday or a very happy anniversary, whatever the case is. Because they understand it's not just the great food. It's everything in between how you would feel at the end of the day. So if you're still thinking that your pictures are good, look at the other side. How's your referrals? Because people will not refer you for the great pictures. People will refer you for the experience. And most people always say, I want high-paying clients. Bro, most of high-paying clients that you're looking for do not send you DM on Instagram until or unless someone that they know and trust refer you to them. So if you want to get those kind of high-paying clients that you're looking for, you need to pay attention to the experience that you build into what you do. The beautiful part in all of this is that it can be done. You can create a whole experience that is true to your brand, that is true to what you stand for, that is memorable. Because at the end of the day, it is the brands that are memorable that people would want to be associated with, that people would develop a liking for, that people would develop a strong bond for, that people would want their friends, their associates to want to be a part of it. It's not necessarily your technical gifted photographs, but the unforgettable experience that you give them, from the DMs to the communication, to the feeling, to the tangible things, to the intangible things that you offer your clients from the very first point of contact with your brand, throughout the process of onboarding, to the day of the shoot, to carrying them along for delivery and the final delivery of the work, and how you can be able to celebrate them, the things that are important to them. So think about this way. If Mayor says that photography is an hospitality business, not a picture business, the next thing you should be thinking about right now is, what are the best hospitality brands in the world doing that I can pick one or two things from different brands that are true to me and put it inside my own photography brand? Because you don't necessarily have to look at photography. You need to think about it in a broader scale, a broader perspective. This is a hospitality business. So you might have people in the hotels, people in the restaurants, people in wine tasting events. There are a lot of different forms of hospitality around. What can I pick from the very best? Is it how I set up my Instagram? Is it the kind of content that I create? Is it the tone of voice where I answer the DMs? How do I onboard my people? What do I gift them? Do I gift them things that are tangible or things that are not tangible? If you look at what the bigger brands in the hospitality space are doing, and you bring some of it to your photography business, you will stand out. You will become memorable. And once you're memorable, it is hard for people not to talk about you. So that referral that you're looking for is tied to your ability to be memorable. And for you to be memorable, that is tied into the experience that you give to your clients. And for you to give them that experience, you need to come to a point where you know that photography is not a picture business. Photography is a hospitality business. I hope this helps you.